In today's help video, we're going to talk about the iMaxWebSolutions blog element. And as you can see here, I am logged into my website. And if we scroll down, you can see that my blog is displaying on my front page. I have several posts here. I'm displaying the last 4 or 5 posts with photos, with Facebook like links, with live links within each post, and also with some video. And we're going to cover all of that today in the next few minutes. For class today, I'm going to use a demo site that looks the same way your site will look like when you first log in and click your blog button. So to begin, log onto your website, click the blog button, and it will bring you to Blog Admin. And you'll notice there are no blog articles here. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to create a new post, because you don't want to start displaying your blog or putting a link to your blog or putting your blog on your front page unless you have some posts on there. It's usually suggested that you have 3 or 4 posts on a blog, sometimes more, depends upon who you read, but when I first started blogging, I waited until I had a half a dozen posts and then I made the blog public. To create a new post, it's very simple. You click the Create a New Post link, and here is our WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG stands for What You See is What You Get. This is also the same format that we use for the HTML generator. And as you're looking at this generator, if you hover over any of these buttons, a little yellow window will open up and tell you what the window does. So if you're not sure what it does, just hover your cursor over and it will show you what it does. So this is, again, back to create a new post. We clicked the Create a New Post button, and you would type a title of your post in here and then the body of your post here. Now, I prefer to write my posts offline. I like to write them in my word processing, in my Word, or in my Pages, or sometimes I do it in my Evernote. And here's the post that we're going to post today. I've already written the post, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it onto my clipboard, and then I'm going to paste it in to my blog area. So there's my post. And now I can format it a little bit. So I'm going to call this I've Been Framed. Save. Now this post is in the system, and it is, if we click on Blog Admin, it'll bring us back to the blog page, and it says I've Been Framed. It's a draft post. It hasn't been published yet. The last modified date is today. And if we want to edit it, all we have to click is Edit. And now we can go back in and work on the post. Let's go back and take a look at the finished product for a minute. Because a good blog post is going to have links within the post that go to other places. If you'll notice here on my blog post, I've got a link to my Facebook page, I've got a link to Tonka, I've got a link to Melody Fainoff, and a link to George's Frame Shop right in the post. And the reason for that is Google loves posts that have more information and that bring people to other places. So the more links away from your site that you have, the more Google is going to like your post. And if somebody searches for something that happens to be mentioned in your post, you will come up higher in the search results. So that's why you want to put links within your post. So if we go back to the post that we're working on, we're going to make some links on a couple of these things. For example, we're going to put a link to Melody Fainoff. She's an artist friend here in Gloucester. I know she has a website. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to find her website. So I'm going to open up a new window here, and I'm going to go search Melody Fainoff. See if she's in. And there we find her. And Melody, the artist, is her website. So I'm going to bring up her website. Then I'm going to copy her link address. And I'm going to go back to my blog post. I've highlighted her name. And I'm going to click here on the chain link, which says Insert or Edit a Link. We're going to paste in her address. And then we're going to target this link so that the target means where is the link going to open when they click on it. We want the link to open in a new window. And click Insert. And now that text is a link to Melody Fainoff's website. We're also going to put a link in here to George's Frame Shop. So I'm going to click over this. And the reason I click over it and highlight it is because I can copy it and then I can drop it right into my Google search window. And look at that, George's Frame Shop Gloucester. Excuse me, and it brings up his Google page. So we will click on this, copy it, because this is the link that we're going to use. And then we'll go back to the article. George's Frame Shop is still highlighted. We'll click on the link button, paste in the link, open it in a new window, and then click Insert. Now George's Frame Shop is also a link away from the website. Let's click Save. So far, we've got our text in here, we've got our title in here, we've got a couple of links away from the website, which makes the post that much richer in Google's eyes. Let's click on the View Blog link for a moment here, because I just want you to realize that this particular blog, it won't show, it's blank, because we haven't published this article yet. But because we're logged in, we get these tools over here on the right-hand side. So we can go back here to Blog Admin, see the I've Been Framed blog article, blog post. We can click the Edit button and go right back to working on it. Okay. Next thing we want to do is put a photograph and or some video in our blog post. And in order to do that, we need a photo. Well, I happen to have a photo. This blog post is about a painting that I just had framed called a Tonka. And I have an image of the Tonka on my desktop. And in order to display the image in the blog post, we need to upload it to our iMax library. So all you have to do is click over here, Upload New File. And it opens up the file window to get into your library. Click Choose the File. We're going to go to my desktop and we'll find the Tonka. Click Choose. And I'm just going to write in here Tonka. And I usually check off Overwrite Existing File just in case I have a file in there that has the same name. You never ever know. So I just usually check that off and then click Upload. And now the file will be in my library and ready for me to display on my blog post. So I can close this window and I want to put the photograph in my blog post. So I put my cursor within the blog post, as you can see here. And then we're going to go up to the little photograph window here. It says Insert an image from your library. This will open up the different images in my library. And there it is right there, the Tonka image. We click on that and then click Select an Image. Now this image, as you can see, it's very, very large. We need to change the size of this image. I tend to make all my images 200 pixels wide. So we click on the Appearance button, and then on the Dimensions, just highlight it and type in whatever size you like. And it will automatically constrain the proportions. So if we click Insert, we now have an image that's inserted in our blog post. I'm going to click Save again. And let's click Preview to take a look at the post. There's our blog post coming along nicely. Notice Melody Faina is underlined in George's Frame Shop. That's a universal signal to people that are reading that if they click on that, it's going to bring them someplace else. Now watch what happens when I click on this. We're in this browser window right now, in this tab. If we click on George's Frame Shop, it opens up another tab and brings me to his Google page. And if we close that tab, I'm right back where I was. So that's the reason why you want to have it open up in a different window. Okay, so let's go back to our window, our edit window, and our post is just about finished. However, we want to put some categories. We want to categorize this post, and we have no categories over here. To add a category, click on the Categories button, and we're going to call this category Art. Notice the two green category plus signs. Just click on one of them, enter a new category. We're going to call it Art. Now, we're also going to put a category in here called Gloucester, because we would want to also put it into Gloucester. And whatever other categories you think you might need. I don't suggest adding a bunch of categories right away. You want to keep your categories down to 6 or 8 or 10 as you get blogging. If you take a look at my site and the categories that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 categories on my website. And as you notice here, I have probably 40 or 50 posts with 9 categories. And they're pretty broad. So that's what you want to keep, is your categories broad. Okay, so we have 2 categories in here. Let's go back to our web post and categorize it. So we're going to put it in art, and if you hold down your command key or your shift key, you can pick 2 of them, click save. So now our I've been framed blog post is categorized under art as well as Gloucester. And I would say that we are just about ready to post here. Let's preview the post. Just about ready to publish this post. The post looks good. The links work. You can see down here we're in art as well as Gloucester. And it looks good to me. So we are going to go back and publish this post, which all one needs to do is check off the publish box and click save. And now if we click view blog, there's what the blog looks like. You may want to embed a video link on your blog. So let's edit this blog post. So let's go take a look at my YouTube page, and we'll pick up some video code. We'll use this video right here. So if you have video on your page, on your YouTube page, you may post it, you may embed it in your blog by simply going to the video on your page, or any video actually, and clicking the share button. You can display any video from YouTube on your blog. All videos, to my knowledge, all videos on YouTube are open. They're in the public domain, and you can embed them on your blog. So if you find a video that you find particularly interesting and you want to post it on your blog, you can do that. So you go to the video, and at the bottom you'll click the share button, and there's a link here which you can paste the link onto your blog and say click this link to go to video about, etc., etc. Or you can actually embed the video, and that's what I want to demonstrate now. Click the embed button, and it opens up a window with code in it that's already highlighted, and we're going to embed this code on our blog. You'll notice see that it's 560 pixels wide, and I mentioned earlier that I like them 200, so I'm going to use a custom here. And I'm actually, for videos, I usually use 299 or 300. We're going to type in 300, and this will automatically change the code up here. So we'll copy it again, and we'll go back to our post. We will click on the HTML brackets, paste the code in, click insert, and there's our video. Doesn't look like much here, but if we click save, there's the video embedded in our blog post right from YouTube, and if we click on the video, it runs.
This is called vermiculite insulation.
Or if we click on any of the YouTube buttons, it runs. So it's very simple to also embed video on your iMaxWebSolutions blog. Now that we have content on our blog, we're going to want to display it on our website. Either put a link to it or actually display the blog on the front page. I'm a fan of displaying the blog on the front page. If you notice on my website, I have my blog displayed at the bottom. And I have 4 or 5 posts, the 4 or 5 most recent posts here. So that means that my front page is always changing. It's dynamic, it's not static. So Google is going to like my front page. My blog page will also be able to be found easily by people, not because they're looking for my blog, because hardly anybody is going to look for your blog. What they're going to search are terms that they're interested in, and hopefully you will have some of those terms within your blog posts, and that's how your blog will come up. This is what my blog page looks like. So if someone's searching for vermiculite insulation, my blog is going to show up. They're not going to realize until they get there that they're on Kenny McCarthy's blog. They're looking for information on vermiculite insulation, not on Kenny McCarthy's blog. Or they're looking for information on fishing in Gloucester or America's oldest seaport. You'll notice I have those words here. That's why my blog will show up when someone searches for things like that. So how do we make our blog show up on our front page? Let's go to our demo homepage and I'll walk you through it. We'll put our blog posts right here at the top, just below the header. So click on Edit this web page, and your editing tools will become evident. Click the drop-down menu to Blog Article. Click the Add button. And I like to display the last 4 or 5 web posts. So click the radio button next to Latest. Type the number of posts in there that you want to display, and then click the Add button. Then click Save Changes. And then let's go back to our home page. And you'll notice there's my blog post at the very top of my web page. Very, very simple to add your blog to your front page. So now my blog is displaying on my front page. So my front page is dynamic. It's not static anymore because every time, once a week or twice a week that I post, I'm changing the content on my front page, which is going to make Google like my page that much more. And it also is being displayed on the blog page, which is automatically out there. If you'll notice, this is what my blog page looks like. And that's how you use the iMaxWebSolutions blog tool.